Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trevine G, and if this is your first time tuning into my channel, glad to have you as part of the family. If you have not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe notification as well as the notification bell so that you are notified each time I upload. If you are returning, glad to see you again. Today we are going to be talking about forgiveness. And yes, forgiveness in a relationship or forgiveness after someone has hurt you or belittled you or just put you down. So if that is something that you are interested in, stick around. On this channel we talk about mental health, substance abuse, and relationship and everything wellness. So go ahead and stay tuned. We have a wonderful, interesting topic to talk about today. What is forgiveness, or what is not forgiveness? Many times people may think that forgiveness means accepting what the other person has done or making excuses for that person's behavior. But that is not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is for you, the individual, to change your feelings, your thoughts, your desires of wanting retaliation, your desire of wanting to get revenge for something someone has done that has caused you pain. Forgiveness also means letting go of those negative feelings that you are carrying on. Remember, the way you feel about a hurt or pain that someone has inflicted on you is in the past. And we are talking about if the situation is past tense, not something that's currently going on. If it is currently going on, you have to make that decision to leave if it's an abusive situation or if it's just an unhealthy situation. But when I say it is in your past, for example, if you were in an abusive relationship and you guys are no longer together and you are just angry, bitter, resentful, you hate that person, remember that you holding on to that resentment, you holding on to that pain, that is of the past, because you are now in the present and you have chosen to take that pain, that anger into your present reality. So letting go of those aggression, that bitterness, that pain, you have the choice to leave that in your past and starting fresh in your present reality, choosing to let go of those negative feelings, choosing to let go of those negative thoughts that are causing you to want revenge, want you to hate that, wanting to hate that person. So yes, we are going to look at the Tyler Perry Diary of a Mad Black Woman movie, because I feel like that movie has a great relationship theme that also caters to dysfunction in a family, dysfunction in a marriage, and it also shows how Helen transitions from being a sweet wife, a wife who depended on her husband, did not know her strengths. He really hurt her, and we saw her transitioning into a bitter person, wanting revenge, wanting retaliation to him, to finding her peace and finding a way to forgive herself and being able to move past that and forgiving herself and her husband. I'm going to put the screen of that movie here so you can watch along with me.
How about I run us a hot bath?
I left something at the office. I have to go.
Who is she?
When you get a job and pay one of these bills, then you can ask me questions.
I'm still your wife.
That's cute.
Charles. I don't want to fight. This is your night. Let's just enjoy it. Tell me what I need to do, and I will do it.
You really want to know what you need to do? Get the hell out of my car.
Think you ain't going now? He's leaving us, right? He's leaving. Any way you want to go. Get up! Get up!
So now we have an idea why Helen is bitter, why she's angry. But let's start talking about, what do you think are some of the steps that Helen can implement into her life to start that forgiveness process? And remember, forgiveness is not for the person, but forgiveness is for you, the individual, to let go off of that pain, let go of that anger, and let go of that resentment from whatever painful situation you have gone through, so that you can start working on you. Because the longer you hold on to that anger, the less time you are giving yourself to become a better person, to become a better you. Let's watch this scene together.
Just another bit of black woman, huh?
Excuse me?
I called you bitter. Because now every man you meet is going to have to pay for what he did.
You don't know anything about me.
I know I watched a man drag you out of the house and treat you like dirt.
Now there's another story you can tell my cousin. And I'm not bitter. I'm mad as hell.
Bingo! She is mad, and she has all right to be mad. But is holding on to that madness going to get her anywhere? No, it's not. And so that is key when I say we have to let go. To start that forgiveness process, we have to first let go of that feeling of anger, that feeling of bitterness, that feeling of wanting revenge, or that feeling of wanting retaliation. Because right now she is mad. Helen is, if you cut her, you would see steams just coming out of her, out of her, because she is so mad. But let's get into those steps. What are the first steps, or what do you think is the first step to start that forgiveness process? The first step is you have to start the moving on process. Clearly we could see Helen is still not willing to move on, and Medea kind of instigate this in her. Oh, you did 18 years of this, he needs to pay you for this, he needs to do this, he needs to give you this. And so Helen is now thinking, no, I need to get him back, I have to retaliate because I have been with this man for 18 years. So she is not ready to move on. She wants revenge, she wants to retaliate, and Medea is in her corner just boosting her up for her to go and get Charles. We are going to get what you deserve. So the first step in starting that forgiveness process is we have to be willing to start that moving on process. We have to start moving on. Understand that the past is in the past. That pain that you're feeling, that anger is in the past, and moving on into the present, turning a new leaf is going to get you to start focusing on your future, the present you. What can you do now to heal? What can you do now for that will make you become a better person in the future? Next step is to reconnect with yourself. So in starting that forgiveness process, you need to start reconnecting with yourself. Start rebuilding your self-esteem. Start rebuilding your self-confidence. Start investing in yourself again. And let's look at Helen.
Just ask for faith. April 18th. Dear Diary, every day I wake up,
So here we see
I take my
not
mother's advice.
only did Helen start
Most days I
journaling,
don't
but
wanna
she
get out of
also
bed,
went out and
but-
found her a job. So now she's starting to reinvest in herself. Now she can actually care for herself. She can make money to take care of herself and not have to depend on Charles. And so now she's rebuilding her self-confidence. She has a new haircut and she gets a compliment and we can see her blushing, and she's investing in herself. So that's the first thing that, no, not the first, the second thing we need to do is start reinvesting in ourselves, rebuilding our confidence, our self-confidence, and investing into ourselves, whether that's financially, beauty wise. If you need to get your hair done, get your nails done, and feel better about yourself, then go ahead and do that. If you are married, this would be step 3 for you. If you are married, you don't want to go to bed mad. You don't want to go to bed angry. So this would be the third step that I would insert in that forgiveness phase. You are moving on from whatever the issue you and your spouse had. You're starting to reconnect with yourself, starting to invest in yourself. But you also want to talk about those couples who are still, their situation may not be to this extreme where it's an abusive relationship. It could just be an argument, a disagreement, and something was said that offended you. So in that sense, you would want to try to make amends before you go to bed. Try to make amends before you go to bed. Try not to go to sleep angry, because what that is going to do is that you're going to wake up angry. You're going to start your next day angry, and then that could lead into 2 days, 3 days, and yeah. So that is one tip that I learned from 5 Love Language and his needs, her needs. It talks about not going to bed angry with your spouse. So that I would put in here as a step 3 if you are married and still in a relationship and it's not an abusive situation, it's just an argument. So yes, and the last point that I have, or the last tip, is to switch the focus of blaming from you blaming the person and you starting to take responsibility for your actions, your part in it. One of the good things is that we're going to go to the end scene where Helen actually have that revelation herself, to where she was now ready to finally forgive herself and to move on. So let's jump to that scene.
Charles. You know I love you, right?
Yeah.
And you know I'll always be your friend. Do you forgive me?
I already have.
Not just for what I did to you.
I'm smiling because, oh my goodness, it took her a journey from being dependent on this person, enduring all that pain, becoming bitter, becoming angry, wanting revenge, taking it out on him, to get into that place where she reconnected with herself and she was able to find her own identity, invested in herself, got a job. She no longer had to depend on a man to take care of her, to her being able to shift the blame, because at first she was blaming him for the things that he did to her, but now she was able to say, you know what, do you forgive me, because I played a part in this. I did wrongs to you as well. And being able to finally let go, that's the last step, letting go. She let go is starting the move on process reconnecting with yourself, learn about yourself, invest in yourself, shifting the blame from yourself, from others, to understanding the responsibilities you had in there, the roles you play. And if you're still in the relationship with your spouse, not going to bed late, being mad and waking up mad. Finally, you get to that letting go stage where you let go of all of that anger and you start that new page and you move on. Helen in this movie was able to get to that letting go to where she was okay. She even said we could be friends. That takes a lot. That takes a lot. So yes, let me know what your thoughts are. Again, welcome to my channel. If you have not already subscribed, hit that subscribe icon, turn your notifications on so that you are notified every time I upload. Welcome again. We talk about wellness, and how to be the better version of ourselves, and trying to control our feelings so that we can in turn control our actions. Thank you for staying tuned. If you have not already checked out some of these videos, here they are. I have a video on how to get out of toxic relationships. I also have a video on how to be organized in 2021. So go ahead, check these videos out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.